Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again for my latest YouTube experienced video. I thought that today we'd take a look at one of my Stranger Beatles records that I've got in my collection. I've had this for 20 odd years, I should imagine. And it's actually an American record or LP, and it's called Introducing Beatles. Now, this has been bootlegged many, many, many times. And I do think that this is actually a bootleg, although it does seem pretty authentic in some case, in other case it doesn't. But just in case you didn't know, this was like the American version of the Please Please Me LP, which of course was the first LP the Beatles recorded. And it was issued on VJ Records in America, and the catalogue number was VJ LP 1062. So the track listing is side one, you've got I Saw Her Standing There, Misery, Anna, Chains, Boys, and Love Me Do. Side two, you have P.S. I Love You, Baby, It's You, Do You Want to Know a Secret, A Taste of Honey, There's a Place, and Shout. So that's the track listing. Now I know there is a slightly later version of this that has Please Please Me instead of Love Me Do, and Ask Me Why instead of P.S. I Love You. Now, the thing that makes me think that this might be an original is that from the research I've done, if you can see a shadow of George Harrison there, which you can just actually make out, it's supposed to be an original, supposedly. So if this is a counterfeit or a bootleg, they've gone into some trouble to actually put that on. And the actual sleeve or cover does actually look like it was actually done in the 60s. But that doesn't mean it was done in 1963, does it? Or 1969. So everything seems okay so far, yeah. Spine is a little bit tacky, but nothing too bad. As we've said before, the American covers were completely different to the British ones. That seem to like crease and shaving wear very, very easily. So this is the record itself. So it is on a VJ label, and it looks very similar to the later Capital Rainbow labels. So that's side one. And then that is side two. Now, the thing that I think gives this away is, again, some research you do will say that where it says the Beatles there, it should be up there above the spindle hole. So I'd say if that's correct, then this is either a later pressing or a bootleg or illegitimate or illegal record. But having said that, it is in really, really nice condition. The sound quality on it is absolutely fantastic. Although it says it's stereo, I do actually think it's it's actually mono when you play it, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll just show that again. Again, the vinyl is, the record is fairly heavyweight. I wouldn't say it's 180 gram, but I'd say it's definitely 100 gram. So that's one version of it. So I'd say best case scenario on that one, I'd say the cover could be. I'm not saying it is, but the cover could be an original cover, but with either a later disc in it or a counterfeit or bootleg, as we call them. But it's still very, very nice to have. You can still pick these up on eBay and places like that. The 100% supposedly legal ones are a hell of a lot of money. I can't even remember what I paid for that. I know it wouldn't have been a lot of money, probably around the £20 mark, which is probably roughly what it's worth. Might be worth about 30, 35 now in a good day. But like I said, I would say whatever that is, I do think it's an original 1960s pressing. Whether it's a legitimate one or a bootleg one or whatever, I don't know. Like I say, the cover does look very, very convincing. So yeah, I'd say the cover's right, but the record's a later press, put like that. I think that's the easiest way of saying that one. I've also got another copy of it. See, no shadow. Like that and that. If you look closely, you can just see. There's a slight shadow of George Harrison there, which is missing from this one. Again, it's on VJ, so the catalogue number is exactly the same. VJ Lp 1062, and it's supposed to be stereophonic, which I don't think it is. I think it's mono, to be honest. But this just looks a bit too good, if that makes sense. And it looks like this label or this cover has actually been put on. It looks like it's paper, and then it's been like stuck onto cardboard. Again, the track listing is exactly the same, but this is what gives this one away. The label doesn't look right at all. Again, introducing the Beatles, so it's VJ Lp 1062 side 1. See what I mean? That label just looks too clean, doesn't it? And the record on this is isn't as heavy as that one. So I'd say this one definitely isn't a proper release. But then again, even looking at that, if you can see there, that like goes off at an angle, doesn't it? Where that one doesn't. So I mean, like they've cut half of the S off there, haven't they? And that one they haven't. Which still makes me believe that could actually be a genuine cover, if not necessarily a genuine record in it. Like I say, on that you can like, if you hold it up to light, you can actually see through and see the cardboard behind there. Well, it's done a nice thing to have, they just play okay. So yeah, so that is like their version. But then there's this LP. Now, I know this isn't an official release before anybody. I think the original one of this came out, and then that folded out like that. Again, it's on VJ, and apparently this time it's called Songs and Pictures of the Fabulous Beatles. So you'd think that's what it'd say on the labels, wouldn't you? But no, when you open it up, it says introducing the Beatles. Side 2. And again, this is the most lightweight out of the lot of them. It is nice. Don't get me wrong. If you're in America, if you lived in America, when these records originally came out, there was only really ever released in small quantities, weren't there? Because the track listing on this is exactly the same as them two, but they've just put a different cover on it, haven't they, to try and cash in, I should imagine, before they lost the rights to Capitol. Bear in mind, Capitol originally rejected the Beatles, didn't they? And I think the original one, you got something that you could cut out, or you could put your photos next to there or something like that. I saw her standing there, misery, please, please me. So this has got please, please me on it, and it's got from me to you on it. It hasn't, has it? That's misleading because it hasn't got please, please me on it, has it? No. Oh, it has. So side 1 is I saw her standing there. Misery, please, please me, from me to you, chains, and then boys, and then love me do. So yeah, so they've added a couple of songs on it, haven't they? It's slightly, yes, it is slightly different now. But it still says introducing the Beatles on there, look, doesn't it? Yeah, and I bought this one years ago, and I did know it wasn't an official recording, or an official LP, really, should I say. I mean, I bought that, God knows, 10 years ago. I paid £10 for that. Like I say, they are nice things to have, although they are very, very similar. So that's it. So that is my versions, if you like, of the American introducing the Beatles, although one of them is called Songs and Stories of the Fabulous Beatles and does have a slightly different track list. Again, if you ever see them, you know, I'd recommend you to get them while you can. Excuse me one sec. If you can try and get one from a second-hand record shop, and they've got a record player there or a deck, just, you know, this is a bit of advice, just ask them if you can listen to it first, because there's that many different versions of that out there, and some of them sound absolutely crap, to be honest with you. I'm lucky all three of them do sound okay, and it doesn't matter which of my decks I play them on, they do all sound okay. Some of them I've heard in the past, not mine, what people have had, they've like shown them in, we've played them, and you know, they've been very, very muffled. Condition as well is something to go by, even though they are like unofficial releases. You know, if you're going to pay 20 or 30 pound for a copy, you want a nice copy, don't you? So as always, if you are thinking about one, look at the condition first. If you can, you know, physically see it, that, you know, if you're not buying it off a internet site, if you're buying it from a shop, look at it first. And 9 times out of 10, if the record dealer that you're buying it from is, you know, a genuine sort of person and they've got a deck there, they will let you like listen. They might not let you listen to the whole record, but they're all like, yeah, you know, yeah, play a couple of tracks sort of thing. That's what I do sometimes if I'm a bit unsure when I'm like looking for records. I mean, most of the record shops I go in, to be honest, I've got decks anyway, so they will let you play your records, or they'll let you play the records because obviously they want to sell after you, don't they? So, as always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, but above all, when you've got time, play your records. Thank you to everybody that is watching my videos and liking my videos, putting the thumbs up. That means a lot. I've been having a few comments as well, which are actually nice comments now. Now I've made it clear that I wasn't interested in silly things being put on it. You know, anything to do with what I show you, if you've got a question or you've got some information for me, that's fine. Please leave me a comment. I do love reading the comments if they're about what we're on about. If you're a new subscriber, thank you very much and welcome. If you're not a subscriber, thank you very much and welcome. Everybody's welcome on my channel. It's Beatle Dave, and 99.9% of the time, everything we do is about the Beatles or record collecting in general. But we do occasionally do videos on other artists, like off the top of my head, we've done ones on David Bowie, the Kinks, Adam and the Ants, Jackie Lomax, you know, people like that. So we do, yeah. Didn't sound like we do them roughly once a month, sometimes twice a month. I'm sorry you've had to wait over a week for a video, but if you watched my last video, you know I was on a 8-day stint of doing 12-hour shifts. So today's my first day off, and I'm sorry if I look a bit tired, because I'm tired. But I thought I'd just get a couple of videos out quickly. So once again, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and hit the notifications button. Until the next video, which could be in a couple of minutes, so stay tuned, you never know. Peace and love and stay safe. So cheerio everybody from Beatle Dave in Derbyshire in the UK.